Now, tonight is going to be actually the first part of a series. We are going to put it on webinars later with more information because this is actually an extensive, although our pay plan is really simple. We are going to go into detail in several things, and today I'm going to cover a couple of them. As a matter of fact, last week, I just want to, by the way, I'm really excited about these new bonuses. And something I was going to tell you, we have around 120 days for the New Year, the New Year convention and the New Year celebration that we're having in Phoenix, Arizona, in January the 6th and the 7th. And I recommend for you to register for that one because next year, thanks to everything that's happened this year, probably, and all the new bonuses, the explosion that we are going to see, or we are seeing already, is amazing. I can see the volumes already going up, and I'm going to see people going up in ranks really quick. Now, it's so important that we are consistent, and we are going to be repeating that to all these next 4 months, consistency. Because when you think about that, if you are serious about looking at yourself, why I'm not having the results that I'm having, I would like to have, why I'm not having the results that I would like to have, it's because we have not been consistent on the business. Consistency means every day, at least 2 people have to see the presentation. I wonder, are we doing that? Today, with all the tools that we have and the other things that I'm going to show at the end of the presentation. But anyway, last week, we were talking about the power of these 2 things that you see on the screen. Can you see the screen? The double your money guarantee and then the 2,000 in bonuses and all stuff. Okay, these are, for those of you that didn't come to the webinar last week or you didn't watch the webinar, I recommend please go back to the howtogetgoing.com and watch that webinar. It's going to tell you how to max out those bonuses that you see there. How to max out. The cool thing is because the bonuses in Isagenix are set up in a way that go with our pay plan. It's why it's so easy to go into a strategy. The strategy to build is really simple, but you have to be clear about it because if not, we could lose some money. But anyway, this last week we saw that one. Double your money guarantee. We showed this is an example. The President Pack, how by sponsoring 10 people in a month, look what could happen. Over $4,000. 2 people the first 2 weeks and 3 people each the second week. You help them to get $100, and you were getting $4,000. If you want more detail on how that happened, check last week. This is part of the last week training. Now today we are going to talk a little more about the pay plan. And again, I'm going to go just in a couple of parts that people ask me, what do I do when I sponsor somebody? Where do I sponsor somebody? And it's really simple. It's just that obviously when we are coming, if you're coming from another company or you have never been in network marketing, I think it's different. And it's so simple that sometimes we get confused. Simplicity sometimes confused smart minds. Okay. Let's go to the next one. We will learn master the plan, the basics, obviously, write the strategy, and create a strong distributor base. And when we start in the basics, all of you have a back office like this. Like you see right there, you have a back office. And what we are going to do right now is you're going to go to this part, the team. What I mean right now is something, because we are going to go and imagine that you are a brand new distributor. There you are. We are going to use Square because that's what you see in the back office. You are a brand spanking new distributor. Now, I know some of you veterans are saying, well, I don't need to know this. I already know that. Well, the power in Isagenix is becoming a consultant. And that's something that we have to teach people all the time. Because as you see, as a consultant, you can create an income up to $700,000 a year. Because why? Because you can have up to 250 cycles that multiplied by 54 is 13,500 a week or 700,000 a year. And this is the only plan that is so simple that by you becoming a consultant, you can create an incredible income. But now, let's become a consultant. Where do you sponsor people? Well, when you start in the office, you see the back office tell you this. It's really simple. It tells you on one side, sponsor new associate in the right and new associate in the left. Now, when you come into the business, how simple is that? You explain, it's really explained there. We have only 2 positions. You sign up one on the left, one on the right. Until here, it's really simple. Now, the next one is the one where some people get confused. You build only the outside. Let me show you. This is you, and then it says sponsor new associate in this spot, sponsor new associate in this spot. Those are the places where you're sponsored. You do not sponsor right here. You always go into your outside legs. You always go into your outside legs. Really important. And I want you to repeat with me. Only build on the outside legs. Come on, I didn't hear everybody. Oh, yeah, I heard a couple. Always build the outside. Always. And the computer is telling you, sponsor new associate here, sponsor new associate here. Some people make the mistake that they start sponsoring the two legs for somebody. That's not a good idea, first of all, because each person is responsible of his or her own legs. Again, this is really important. It's really simple. You sponsor people here in the outside leg, left, and in the outside right, or the other way around anyway. Very simple. I hope you understand it. It never, ever sponsor inside another person. Not even if it's a friend of yours. Remember, these are only two people, and with all the strategies that we have talked during in the last few months, talking about how you can create unlimited amounts of leads through Facebook and webinars that we have. And by the way, this is going to be an awesome training videos that we are going to be setting up. We are working really strong right now to make sure that we have it ready, a lot of those things in the next 2 weeks. But anyway, but if still you don't wait for that, go to the back webinars, the webinars by Adrian, by Leah, by Tracy, by myself, talking about how to do the business, how the system that never failed, how to start a business. They have all the tools there for you. But right now we are talking sponsoring the people right. Some people say, yeah, but I want to help one of my friends. And again, this is another problem. If you sponsor one person here inside, and you give that person to your friend, for that person to become a consultant, in other words, you say, oh, I'm not already a consultant. What if, let me tell you what if. What if that person that you give as a consultant, one day is making $100,000 a year, $200,000 a year, etc. And I'm not going to talk about that part of this. I'm going to mention it right now. When Isagenix, when you have 5 consultants on each side, you become an executive. As an executive, you have a matching bonus on your personal sponsors. If you happen to give the sponsorship to somebody, and that person that you give the sponsorship, let's suppose that this person, this is a friend of yours, and you put this person under, and you give the sponsorship of this person. If this person makes $100,000 in a year or $50,000 a year, it doesn't matter. You are missing 10% matching bonus of what he or she earns. In other words, let's assume that the person makes $200,000 a year. You could be getting $20,000 a year just from that person, that 10%, and you don't get it because you gave the sponsorship to somebody. You never give the sponsorship to anybody. They can give you referrals of their own people if they want to help, need help at the beginning. You work with them, you sponsor them under them, but your people is your people. Your leads are your leads. The other thing is that you don't want to put that first person inside because you want to make sure that you maintain the structure of the plan. It's really simple. Sponsor over in the left, over in the right. Okay? And again, very important. But I just say, as a matter of fact, let me do something that I have not done in a while, but it's just to show you something really cool. This is the magic of technology. Always sponsor on the outside. Remember. Okay, what was the other thing that we learned? Never give anybody a sponsorship. Of your people. It's really simple because you could be losing a lot of money. And that's something that you have to remember. Never do that. Now, this is it's always sponsor on their side. Let me skip. Okay, now it's correct, the grammar. Now, let's continue here. The other thing that's important to know. When sponsoring couples, let's suppose that this is your sponsor, this is you. Your spouse goes here. In other words, this is the best technology because you are sponsoring all of the people on the same side where you were sponsoring. And the reason is because when you start sponsoring people here and here, the people are coming in this line, also the volume is going to count to your spouse. It's going to count to your spouse, the volume. And then eventually when your spouse starts building the two legs and start getting money, it's like having double dip. And this is for people that have spouses. Again, you put it on one side. By the way, you can put the same thing with your family, kids, etc. But the best way is to put it on one side, and the same way the side that you are being built. Really simple, as you see. As you see. Now, let me go back at the one in the back. That's really important. Remember, only sponsor in the outside. The second one, always make sure that your spouse is underneath on the same side where you were sponsored. You could do it right here, but it's better for the future because you are building this side, all the side. That doesn't mean if you put that person on this side, on the other side, it's going to be, it's going to be a tremendous mistake. That's not a tremendous mistake, but it's always better for a strategy to have it here. But the most important part is what I showed you before. Always sponsor on the left side or the right side. Always follow this little tiny sign. Sponsor new associate in this part, new associate in this part. Always remember this, new associate in this part. And if you're building, say, new associate in this part, sponsor on this side. There are really few sections where you don't do that. It's why we even talk about that. But most of the time, that's what you must do. And very important is what I said before in this part, you never, ever, never give anybody sponsorship because it's not worthwhile. It's not worthwhile because you could be losing thousands of dollars. Now, this is your goal, and it's important. Oh, shoot. Sponsor 2, 100,000 on the building side. Very simple. Become a consultant as soon as possible. Help your 2 to become a consultant. You see how simple. And always building the outside. Help your 2 to become a consultant. Find 2 more and help them to become a consultant too after you do that. You keep doing until you become a star consultant. It's when you have 5 consultants, 4 on one side, 1 in the other one, or 3 and 2. That's the way that you can have it. And then executive, you must have 5 consultants on each side. But you keep building. You don't stop there. And when you become executive, and we will cover it in another place, but one of the benefits that you receive is that you start receiving 10% all on each person first that you individual first sponsor. Now, just by becoming a consultant, what makes it so different that you can earn an incredible amount of money. And again, what I'm showing you right now is really, really simple. It's really simple. And I'm going to go to something really simple. But before, let me go back again. I have to give it again, talk about this. It's very important. Left, right. Oops. Left, right. That's where you sponsor the people. Left, right. I hope I repeated it several times. Now, let me go a second to our website. Oops. Okay. Now, let's assume that this is your website. As a matter of fact, I can go to any website of anybody, but let's assume this is your website. This is my website. Anyway, let's assume that this is your ISA videos. And follow with me what I'm going to show you now. We already talked about building 2 people and getting all the way to executive. Right now, even if you don't know anything about it, you're brand new, you can start building with success. And this is my site. Here's me. Hello. And in another place where I tell you how to set up this, it's really simple. But anyway, you click on your ISA videos. Every site has this, the ISA videos. And then how do you do the business? Many people say, well, okay, I'm going to go into action. I'm going back here into something really basic because I was in a call today and I realized that there are people that have been in ISOGENIX for a year, 2 years, and 5 years, and they still don't know this. This is really simple. As you see, this is your website. Now, the new associate come and say, okay, what do I do? Okay, call people, set an appointment with me. You are going to call 10 people. You make a list of 10. And for those of you that go to the last webinar that Adrienne Carbonell did, that she goes through that, the system. And it's very simple. You get 10 people, a list of 10 people, and you start calling them. The goal is to become a consultant as soon as possible. When you contact those people, you are going to send it to your video or sit down with them personally. It's important that you must put this in front of 2 people a day. The ISOGENIX could be in person or through the video. But let's suppose that you are sending Enterprising Woman. You see, I click on Enterprising Woman here, and the center became Enterprising Woman. Simple. Anyway, this is a nice videos again on your site. Let's suppose that you are going to send Retire Wealthy. You see, here's in the center now. And then what you're going to do with those 10 people, you write down their email address, your email address. They know this is the video that I'm going to send you. And then click, guess what? Send. Really simple. Now, how do I do this? You see this icon? Now you want to get a little deeper. If you happen to have Yahoo email, AOL, or, for example, any other one in my case that is set up as Mac, here is Mac. You see, as soon as you click on those emails that you have, Gmail, etc., the link is already here. You enter your friend's email at AOL.com, let's put it, and then here you can say, this is the video I promised. And then you click send. Simple as that. You see how simple it is? And then, I'm doing this to class for a reason. We went into the basics, becoming a consultant. Even if you have been in ISOGENIX in a long time, it's very important that you create new consultants now that start again. You're going to become a consultant again, and you're going to become a star consultant again, and then an executive again. Every 90 days, it's important to start the cycle because we can create 10 new consultants every 90 days or before. And the cool thing is that how we are going to do it, really simple. We make sure we use the tools. And when I'm closing with this part, because again, I was talking to somebody today, and it's so simple. Again, let's suppose that you're going to send, are you toxic? Here now it's in the center. If I click here, and then you can send the email here, or you find one of the icons here in case you have Gmail, Yahoo, AOL, or whatever is connected here, and then send you to this site. Or just simple, fill the email before your email, and then the note. That's simple. Now, what if a person asks you, well, but what about product B? I want to know more about product B. Well, you click product B. How did I do it, by the way? Product B, and you can find any product here. You see Fiber Pro, Isoflow, Shake, etc. But we are putting product B. And then look what happens. It's so cool. You click here. You do the same thing. Your email, your pen email, your email, a note. This is product B, and then you send, and then the person is going to, and you can even actually, what I would write is, look at the ingredients. And the reason I say that is because 90% of the people that call me asking about the product, what ingredients are in the product? Really simple. Then it's interesting. What you do is they are going to receive this page, product B, or any product. I say product B here, but it could be any of these other products. And then this is product B flyer, ingredients. Voila! That's cool. Every ingredient and every product is the same. Let's go to, I'm going to choose a product like Fiber Snacks. Ta-da! There's the Fiber Snacks. They have even a video, and they want ingredients, tell them to go all the way down, click, voila. Every product has this, questions and answers to. You don't have to talk much about the product. Now, what do we learn tonight? First of all, and I'm going to go back. Always, when you become a consultant, always sponsor people on the outside. Don't build it inside. Don't give the sponsorship to anybody. The spouse is better if it's in the side that you are building, the line that you're coming from. If you're coming on the right side of your sponsor, this is your sponsor, then that's the place where your spouse, you can have a relative. But again, this is not as important as the one before. The other one is never give anybody else a sponsorship. Never. Always sponsor on the outside, never give anybody the sponsorship. And now, on the side, and this is really important, just really important, when you are prospecting, first send people videos. What videos are the best? Well, the one that you like the most, but if you want to do the business, make sure you use these two videos. And this one also, if the person wants to know more about what is aging, telomeres, etc. How do you do it? Again, let me reply. Click on the video, send the video. You want somebody asks you a question about the product, let's find another product, Sea Life, for example. Then you send the person again email and that page, really cool. You go all the way down, click, and there are the ingredients. You tell people that in the email that you send. Again, you send an email, and always in each page, and these two pages, size of videos and products, you have this tool that is so powerful. The email of the person, your email, and then the message. And the message is really simple. This is the video that I promised you. Or in the case of or any product, this is the product, that information that you wanted to know. That's simple. That's simple. Guys, I know I went through a few information about the pay plan and the strategy. Every day, you must be watching or showing, presenting this video. How hard is that to have at least 2 people every day watching the video? They ask you about the products, just go and send information about the products that appear here. It's so simple. Save you so much money, and it can make you really successful. But anyway, I don't know if you have any other questions, Alex, or if there is any question.
No, George, it's very simple. Remember when we came in, that's exactly what Jimmy told us. Build on the left, one on the left, one on the right, and become a consultant as soon as possible. And, there's an example of somebody that got to quite a bit of money just by being a consultant.
That's right. Well, interesting is when we went to the convention, they have the top 50 people banner outside, and it's interesting that several of the top 50 are just consultants. They are not executives. They have never been executives. We are not talking about people that were executives and they are not active anymore. No, we are talking about people that have never been executives. As a matter of fact, I think three of the millionaires, maybe there were 4, they were not even executives yet. They were just consultants.
Well, imagine if they were. Imagine if they were executives.
Yes. And then the purpose of this call tonight is understand that, and the reason I closed with this part of the action plan is because you must be in action. And something that I said this morning, I have to say this because I did something. Many people in Isogenics, many, and I wonder if any of you on the call suffer of that problem. It's called the year resolution syndrome. And I don't remember syndrome, that's not like that. Syndrome. Okay. I think that's the spelling. Year's resolution syndrome. What that means, many people get excited, and this syndrome doesn't happen only at the end of the year. They go to the convention, they get excited, they say that next year they are going to be at the stage, and next year in January the stage, They come, they talk to a few people the first week that they're here. By the second week, they're not doing anything again, or they stop. We cannot be successful like that. And it's interesting, when you talk to any person that's a personal trainer, tell you that at the beginning of January, the gyms are full of people. By February, only 10% of the people that sign are going consistently. By the month of May, only 3 or 5% of the people. No wonder only 3 to 5% of the people get results in health, fitness, the same thing that they get results in the business. And now, the question is, do you want to be part of that 3% or 5%? Some people call it the 5%, Bob Proctor call it the 3%. Are you going to be one of those 3%ers? And the only way is doing this consistently. There are no excuses that we don't have leads, because you have the training that we set up for social media. You can have unlimited leads. Many people have signed up. As a matter of fact, I don't know today, but last week, Alex sent me the report of the people that have been in the conference, the webinar that we have record. And it's interesting because we have there 3 prospects from Facebook. Of those, one already signed up. A second one is signing up that live in Texas is signing up. If he didn't sign up already today, I have to talk to the person if they sign up. In other words, they were from Facebook, people that they didn't know before. And you say, how do I do that? Go back to those webinars that we have in the back office, not the back office, excuse me, howtogetgoing.com. We have that information. There is no excuses today. Gosh, I could keep talking and talking and talking.
Yeah, well, we're past the top of the hour, George.
I know. I could, yeah, but anyway, guys, make sure you do these things, teach these things to the people, and there is no way that you cannot be successful.